today I wanted to jump on here and do a quick PSA public service announcement for all of you who are interested in purchasing something from the Louis Vuitton website that may not be available for shipping right away. So this item right here I showed in a couple of recent videos, and it's the new small key pouch that supposedly everyone's raving about and is quite popular, has been sold out, and every time they restock, sells out again. So now what they do is on the website they'll say add to cart, but if you look at the description down below in small italics, they will say due to high demand, this item will ship within approximately 3 weeks or something like that. So I remember seeing that and placing the order and hoping that there would be no issues with this. And you guys know from my recent videos, if you watch them, that I am happy with this purchase. Luckily, there's no quality issues. That is unfortunately kind of rare for LV these days. I feel like there's generally a 50-50 chance of seeing quality issues or defects with LV these days, so you really have to inspect everything carefully. I haven't found any issues with this one, so it all worked out. However, I wanted to share a warning with you all because I placed this order and then it did arrive within about 2 to 3 weeks. And then I recall that the LV return policy is 30 days from the purchase date. Okay, let me be very clear here. You have a 30-day window to return any of the items from your purchase date. So that means that if you place an order on April 1st, and because it's not available to ship right away, it arrives on April 27th, let's say, then you really only have like 2 or 3 days to quickly decide if you need to return the item, because it's a 30-day return window from the time you place the order, not from the actual delivery date. It's also not from the shipment date. It is the order date. Now, different companies have different return policies, and regardless of what the window of time is, whether it's 15 days, 7 days, or 30 days, it's really important to understand when the clock starts. So for LV, the clock starts when you place the order online. Okay, so it seems like either inventory is low or there is some poor inventory management happening behind the scenes, because there's a lot of buzz and chatter right now of people who are saying that they placed orders not just for key pouches but for other items and they've not received their purchases. And so if it is past, let's say, the 4-week time frame, that means your return window closes entirely. So let's say that I order this on April 1st and it arrives on April 30th. Well, I can't return this now because it has already been 30 days since the day that I placed the order, right? And I'm seeing some other YouTubers talk about the Murakami collection, how they placed their orders several weeks ago. Of course, LV already charged them, so LV has their money, and yet they haven't received their purchases yet. So I wanted to share this with you guys because I know sometimes it's really tricky ordering something online. You haven't seen it in person, you haven't felt it in person, and so there's always a chance that when you receive it, it's not going to be up to your standards, or it'll be disappointing, there's an issue with it, or you just simply change your mind, and that is the customer's right, and that's usually why brands will offer return policies. However, if the clock starts ticking as soon as you add to cart and place order that day, and you don't receive the item until 4 weeks out, you won't have the opportunity to decide if you want to keep it or return it. You'll have no choice at that point because the return window will be closed. Another point I want to emphasize is that yes, when you place the order, LV charges you that day. Okay, so the money goes out of your credit card that day. Now, it's kind of like ordering furniture. A lot of times you order furniture pieces like a sofa or a dining table, and they're on back order for what? Sometimes 6 to 12 weeks, sometimes months and months, right? And we're sort of used to that in the furniture industry, as annoying as it is. And they do typically take your money when you place the order. And so if you order a $3,000 sofa, you're out $3,000 until the sofa is delivered, maybe 6 months later. But with other categories like handbags, small leather goods, consumer products that are not furniture, it's really not that common to be charged up front. So if you were to order a pair of jeans or some other clothing from various brands, and this has happened to me before, and then I get an alert that my size is out of stock or this item is on back order, they will typically charge you when the order ships. Okay, so if they are making you wait 3 to 4 weeks for the order to become available, once it's available, they will ship it, and that's when your card gets charged. Well, LV is charging you at the time of order, like I said. Now, Super Jacob, if you don't know him, I'll link his YouTube channel down below. He's been talking about LV and Chanel and now Hermes as well. He's one of the OG YouTubers that I used to watch well before I started my own channel. And nowadays, I don't really watch many other luxury YouTubers just because I tried to break out of that bubble. I tend to watch a lot of non-luxury related videos myself just because I have other interests. But his video recently popped up on my feed. He was talking about how LV is essentially holding his money. He had placed some orders and he hasn't received the items yet.
So I ordered something from Louis Vuitton from the Takashi Murakami collection mid-January, and it said that the item was in stock. And I paid for it. They take your money immediately, but they never sent me the item.
And someone had written into him who works in finance, and this person shared that this is a supply chain finance management technique that some companies use to hold onto cash before they send out inventory.
Allegedly. The more people place orders that have to wait, remember, this works on the amount of time the company holds your money. And therefore, financially advantageous, longer they hold on to this money only boost the company cash flow artificially.
And you know, I'm not entirely surprised, but I also think it's really frustrating because this is a high-end luxury brand that is supposed to make their customers feel like they're getting high-quality service and treated with a certain level of care. But we all know, if we've been into luxury and luxury brands for a while now, over the years, there has been a steep decline in the level of attentiveness and quality and care. So again, I'm not surprised, but it is disappointing. These types of things really start to make us question, right? I mean, for me personally, this is a very rare purchase. You guys know that I haven't purchased anything from Louis Vuitton in a while, and I even surprised myself by purchasing this, but I had said that I was hoping some brand would come out with something like this with the card slot inside and the keychain attached, kind of a combo of some of the other pouches that I have. And I talked about this in older videos where I said I was deliberately just slowing down purchasing from brands like LV because they were leaving a sour taste in my mouth. And luckily this item worked out, like I said, with no quality issues. But what if some of the more common quality issues had turned up on this item? For example, what if the zipper was sticky and wonky? I've seen wavy zippers. I've seen very, very sticky zippers. In fact, when I wanted to purchase this in boutique, my sales associate said she had 2 in stock. I mentioned this on my Instagram, I think. And she said, however, that those 2 had zippers that were not smooth, and she knows me. She knows that I really look at those things, and she didn't want to waste my time sending me one that had a very sticky zipper. So I said I would wait, and then I saw that it was available online, and instead I decided to order it. But what if it did have a sticky zipper? Or what if the hardware here was already tarnished? I've never experienced that, but I've heard other people purchasing brand new items from LV with tarnishing already visible on the hardware. Or glazing issues. We know that LV has had tons of glazing issues. So let's see here. So here is glazing all along the top on the sides. So what if I saw melting glazing or cracked glazing or uneven glazing? I mean, as I'm looking right now, I see here there's a little bit of unevenness, not enough to bother me. I feel like I've become desensitized to some of the quality issues, and maybe my standards have even gotten lower. What if there was wonky stitching? What if there was a loose stitch? What if there was an uneven stitch? You know, there are a variety of quality issues that we've seen over the years in different products that come out from LV, unfortunately. And it's not just LV, but I'm just being a realist here and saying, if I had seen a problem with this and I wanted to return it, I would have had maybe a week to quickly get it back to LV, assuming that I decided very quickly, assuming that the postal service worked out perfectly, and I got it back to LV within that 30-day return window where the clock started ticking as of the day that I ordered this online, and then waited approximately 3 weeks for it to arrive. If there was some delay with the delivery to me and it arrived within, let's say, 4 weeks instead of 3 weeks, again, I would have had no choice, regardless of issues, to keep this item because that would have closed in on the return window. Now, perhaps if there were glaring quality issues or defects, I could have brought it into my LV boutique and maybe had a word with them and see if they could help exchange it. But even that, there's no guarantee. So I wanted to quickly make this video just to alert you all. It's not just this item. There are many items listed on the LV website right now where it says add to cart. But if you look carefully down below near the description, some will say that the shipping may take up to 3 to 4 weeks. So just look carefully and think it through before you make your purchase. Hope it's helpful. Let me know if you've had any experiences recently with ordering items from LV and not getting them delivered on time, or do you have your money sitting with LV right now and you're still waiting for your orders to be delivered? Let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to know, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.